So we are going to discuss about the second method, that is if number of particles are given. If number of particles are given. So here if number of particles are given, we can calculate the number of moles, okay, by using simple formula. Again we have to use the formula number of moles equal to here number of particles divided by Avogadro's number. Okay, so you can write it as a n upon n0. Okay, m equal to n upon n0, where n is the number of particles in given in terms of molecules, atoms or ions, and n0 is Avogadro's number. For example, question is like this. Let us say calculate number of moles of 3.01 into 10 raised to 23 molecules of CO2. Okay, question is like this. Calculate number of moles of 3.01 into 10 raised to 23 molecules of CO2. Then we have to use the formula and directly write m equal to n upon n0. Okay, so n it is given 3.01 into 10 raised to 23. NO is Avogadro's number, which is 6.01 into 10 raised to 23. Okay, if I will calculate it, it will get cancelled out, and this is half, isn't it? 3 1 the 3, 3 to the 6. Similarly, 3.01 the 1, 3.601 the 2. Okay, so here actually it is 6.02. Sorry, so it is 1 by 2, or we can say 0.5. So I can say that moles, so means what, 3.01 into 10 raised to 23 molecules of carbon dioxide contains 0.5 moles. Okay, so this is how you will get your answer by using second method. Okay, so we started calculating number of moles. We have firstly we have studied the weight is given. We have used the formula weight of substance divided by molecular mass. Then we calculated. In second case, we have seen the number of particles are given. You have to use the formula n upon n0, where n0 is Avogadro's number. Okay, so this is how we take one example. Calculate the number of moles of 3.0 into 10 raised to 23 molecules of CO2. So it becomes 3.01 into n upon n0. I will put the values. I will get 0.5 moles. So now we are discussing about third method. The third method basically is if volume is given. If volume is given, here we are going to discuss about if volume is given, how to calculate the number of moles. Okay, so simple formula here we have to use m equal to, that is actually it is capital M, number of moles equal to volume given divided by 22.4. okay, so this is standard value. We will see one example of this method. Calculate the number of moles of 11.2 liter of oxygen. Okay, question is like this. Calculate number of moles of 11.2 liter of oxygen. Okay, so simply we have to use this formula here again. I will repeat it. M equal to volume given divided by 22.4. okay, simply I will divide it, so it becomes 11.2 divided by 22.4. again it is, if we see, 11 1 are 11, 11 2 are 22. similarly 11.2 are 1, 11.22.4 are 2, so it becomes 1 by 2 or 0.5 moles. Means what I can say, if I am having 11.2 liter of oxygen, it will contain 0.5 moles. okay, so in this way we have studied these three methods. First method is if weight is given, we calculate the number of moles. If number of particles are given, we calculate with the number of moles, and this one is the third method. Sorry, I just have to mark here third number, okay, because it is third method. If volume is given, simply we have to use this formula, volume given divided by 22.4. So in this example, 11.2 liter of oxygen is given, so it is volume. So 11.2 divided by 22.4, it becomes 1 by 2 or 0.5. So it contains, or 11.2 liter of oxygen contains only 0.5 number of moles. Okay, so I hope it will be, this concept is clear to you all, number of moles. Okay, so you can take snapshot, we will proceed. After this, one most important concept is there, that is, we are going to discuss about the percentage combination and molecular formula. Okay, percentage, or I can write it in full form, percentage combination and molecular formula. Okay, so we will discuss firstly what exactly this percentage combination is. Okay, so for example, basically this percentage combination for calculating, we all know that molecules are made by combining atoms. We have studied the classification, homoatomic molecules or heteroatomic molecules, isn't it? When atoms will combine, we will get molecules. So percentage combination means what? For example, I am taking the simple example again, H2. Okay. So here in this compound, if I want to know number of or percentage of hydrogen, or if I want to calculate percentage of oxygen, means what? Percentage of hydrogen present in a compound is nothing but the percentage combination. Okay, or percentage of oxygen present in a compound is nothing but the percentage combination. So means what? In a compound, if I want to calculate the particular percentage of any one compound, so I can use this concept. Okay, so for example, here if I want to calculate the percentage of hydrogen, okay, I have to use the simple formula, percentage combination equal to weight of that particular atom or particular compound or particular element divided by molecular mass. And as we have to calculate percentage, we have to multiply it by 100. Okay, so let us say I am calculating percentage of hydrogen. Okay, so if we see here, weight of hydrogen, in this case 2 atoms are there, so it becomes 2, isn't it? Or we can say atomic mass divided by molecular mass. So if I want to calculate the molecular mass of this compound, okay, here I will just write the first formula, percentage of, or we can directly write percentage combination equal to weight of element divided by molecular mass of compound into 100 into 100. So now here let us say this example, percentage of H2. So if we see here, weight is 2, molecular mass of compound, I am discussing about complete compound. So you can easily calculate, we have calculated it, it is 2 plus 16, so it is 18, isn't it? So 18 into 100. Okay, so this is how you can calculate the percentage of H2 in this compound. Okay, or we can say percentage of oxygen. Okay, you can calculate the percentage of oxygen easily. It contains 16, only one atom, so total it is 18, and I have to multiply it by 100. Okay, so more or less if I will give you this answer, it becomes 11.11 and it becomes 88.89%. So this is how you can calculate the percentage combination. Okay, so this is very simple, and useful method, we can say. Okay, so we will take one more example here. So let us say carbon dioxide, CO2. So here I am taking percentage combination of CO2. Okay, so firstly I will know this formula, weight upon molecular mass. So firstly I will calculate molecular mass in any example. First step is what? Calculate the molecular mass of this compound of CO2, which is equal to, so it contains only one carbon atom, so 12, so 2 into 16. Okay, so it becomes 12 plus 32, so it becomes 44, isn't it? So this is, let us say, gram molecular mass, so I am considering this as a gram. Okay, so it is, if it is given, you can use any method, so any unit respectively. So therefore percentage of carbon equal to weight divided by molecular mass into 100. So if we put weight here, it is 12 divided by molecular mass is 44 into 100, isn't it? So 4 11s are 44, 4 3s are 12, so it becomes 300 divided by 11, or if we calculate precisely, you will get 27.27%. So this is nothing but, in short, what it means, what this answer indicates, it means in this compound or in this carbon dioxide, total percentage of carbon is 27.27. Okay, now we will discuss about the oxygen, percentage of oxygen, which is equal to, again weight is 32, isn't it? Total 2 atoms are there, divided by it is 44 into 100. Okay, if you will simplify it, you will get this answer. Or instead of this, you can use a simple trick. I will give you one simple method. You need not to calculate for second, you need not to go for second atom or molecule inside the compound. Okay, see, if we all know, I will just write this and I will tell you how to calculate the percentage of oxygen in easy way. Okay, now if this compound, let us say it is 100 total. Okay, if 27.7 is carbon, the remaining is what? Remaining itself is oxygen. So you can use this, just simply 100 minus percentage of carbon. Okay, 100 minus percentage of carbon. So here 100 minus 27.27. So it will gives me 72.8. Isn't it? So you can also calculate by that method, weight upon molecular mass into 100. But instead of doing such calculations, so it will take your time, isn't it? So use this method. As we all know, this compound is 100%, and if we calculate the percentage of carbon in it, remaining is what? Remaining is percentage of oxygen, isn't it? So in this way you can easily calculate, if one atom is there, another atom is calculated easily. Now what will happen when 3 atoms or molecules are there inside the compound? Okay, so in that way you can use same method, calculate the percentage of first, percentage of second, and add them all and then subtract from 100, you will get percentage of third in an easy way. Okay, so in this way you can calculate. We will see one more example here. Okay, so we have seen this percentage combination, concept of percentage combination. So we have taken one example of CO2 here, isn't it? Now we will discuss about further examples on how to calculate the percentage combination. Okay, so simply I am taking the example of, let us say, third example, NaOH. Okay, third is sodium hydroxide, NaOH. Okay, for which initially first step, as I already discussed, to calculate molecular mass. Okay, so here sodium is 23 plus it is 16 plus 1, so 23 plus 17 is 40, isn't it? So as per the formula, here firstly we will calculate the percentage of, let us say, sodium. Okay, so weight of sodium is 23, total weight of compound is 40 into 100, so this 0 gets cancelled out, 2 4s are 2 2s are 4, 2 5s are 10. Okay, so 2 1s are 2, so 2 1s are 2, so it is 11.5, isn't it? So 11.5 into 5, 5 5s are 25, 2 is remaining, 5 1s are 5 plus 2 and 5 1s are 5, so it becomes 57.5. Okay, means what we can say, in this compound percentage of sodium is 57.5, isn't it? Similarly, we can consider another element, that is, let us say, oxygen, percentage of oxygen. Here also you have to use the same formula, weight of oxygen is 16, molecular mass, total molecular mass is 14 into 100. Okay, so it becomes 4 4s are 16, 4 10s are 14s are 40, so 10 1s are 10, 10 10s are 100, so it becomes 40. So 40% of oxygen is there, isn't it? Then now if I want to calculate percentage of hydrogen, okay, as I already told you, you can use this formula also, or you can use simple trick, percentage of hydrogen equal to just 100 subtract these two addition from 100. Okay, so that is 57.5 plus 40, isn't it? So it becomes 100 minus this addition is 57 and 40, so 97.5, isn't it? So means it is what it is, I think 2.5 is the answer, isn't it? So in this way you can easily calculate, yes, 2.5 percentage. So need not to use this formula and do the calculation, just we have to add them and subtract it from 100, you will get percentage of third atom or element in the compound. Okay, so in this way you can calculate the percentage combination. Again we will take one more example. Okay, just if you understand it, you can note it down or just take a snapshot. I will proceed. Okay. After this, I am going to discuss about last compound how to calculate the percentage combination. So we are going to discuss about the unit compound glucose. Okay, so formula for glucose, it is fourth example. Okay, C6H12O6. Okay, first step, as I already told you, calculate molecular mass, isn't it? So if we calculate it, it becomes 12 carbon into 6 atoms plus hydrogen 1 into 12 plus oxygen 6 into 16. Okay, so 12 6 are 72 plus this 12 plus 16 6 are 96, isn't it? So it becomes 6 plus 2 8, 8 plus 2 10, 1 is remaining, 10 11 and 7 180, isn't it? So 180 is the molecular mass of the glucose. Now we will calculate percentage one by one. Here if you see, you will have three elements in it, first, second and third. First one is carbon, second one is hydrogen, and third one is oxygen. As I already told you, as I already discussed in previous problem, calculate the percentage of carbon, calculate the percentage of hydrogen. Okay, need not to calculate percentage of oxygen by using the same formula which we are going to use for these two. Only we have to do one thing, just add them, percentage of carbon and percentage of hydrogen, and whatever the answer, you have to subtract it from 100. That will gives you percentage of oxygen itself. Okay, so let's start. So here let us say this is first step. Okay, and first percentage of carbon equal to, see, molecular mass, it is 12, isn't it? So sorry, it is not 12, it is for single atom it is 12, isn't it? So 6 atoms are there, so it is 72 divided by 180 into 100. Okay, if we simplify it, you will get, or you can use simple 0 0 cancel out, 18 1 are 18, 18 4 are 72, so it becomes 40. Percentage of carbon is 40, or 40% carbon is there in this molecule. Now what about hydrogen? Percentage of hydrogen equal to, here 12 atoms are there having molecular mass, atomic mass 1, so it becomes 12 divided by 180 into 100. So 0 0 gets cancelled out, 6 2 are 12, 6 3 are 18, so it becomes 20 divided by 3. If we simplify it, 6 16 is 18.67%, isn't it? I can say 6.67 percentage of hydrogen is there in this glucose compound, glucose namely. Then what about oxygen? Percentage of oxygen, you can use this formula also, or you can use the same trick which I given to you. Okay, so just subtract addition of these two from the 100. Okay, so 40 plus 6.67, so it becomes 100 minus 46.67, isn't it? So after subtraction I will get answer as a 53.34. okay, so I can say that 53.34 percentage of oxygen is there in this particular compound, that is glucose. Okay, so in this way you can easily calculate the percentage combination, okay, of any given compound. Only two things you need. First one, you have to calculate molecular mass. Okay, once you will get molecular mass, use the formula, percentage of particular element is weight of that element. So here in this case, for example, if I want to calculate the percentage of carbon, I am going to consider weight of the carbon. So as I know, atomic mass is a 12 for carbon, total 6 atoms are there, so 12 into 6 becomes 72, divided by molecular mass, total molecular mass is 180 into 100, that gives you percentage of carbon. Similarly, I calculated percentage of hydrogen here, and in order to get the percentage of third element, what I did, I just add them to, okay, and subtract it from 100, that gives me by default percentage of oxygen, or you can use the formula also. Okay, so I think it is convenient for you if 3 elements are there in a compound. Okay, so in this way you can calculate the percentage combination. Further we are going to discuss about most important concept, that is how to write down the empirical formula and molecular formula. Okay, so let's start. Firstly, we discuss about empirical formula. And molecular formula. Okay, so first we are going to discuss about this empirical formula. Basically, this is the whole number ratio. Empirical formula is nothing but the whole number ratio of elements present in a given compound, we can say. Okay, empirical formula is nothing but, I can write here, whole number ratio of number of atoms, or I can say number of elements present in a compound. I will give you example. Let us say glucose. Okay, the formula is C6H12O6. Okay, if we see here, 6 atoms of carbon are there, 12 atoms of hydrogen are there, and 6 atoms of oxygen. If I will simplify it, what I will get, 1:2, 2:1. What it indicates, this is nothing but whole number ratio of the elements present in this compound, isn't it? So in this way you can write down the empirical formula. So we are going to discuss about the with the help of some examples. Okay, so every time it is not like this. We have to discuss, or we have to solve some problems, then we can easily write down the empirical formula. And once you are able to write down the empirical formula, you can easily write down the molecular formula also. Okay, so what about empirical formula? We are going to discuss this. So this is the example I'm just giving you. So we will start with, let us say a compound is there, consists of carbon and hydrogen. Okay, compound with carbon and hydrogen is given, so I can write here. If compound of hydrogen and carbon is given. Okay, we are going to discuss how to write the empirical formula. Just we have to do, first we have to make here one table of, first column is by default is serial number, it is 1 and 2. So we have to write down the element. Here we have to, second column, third column we have to write down the percentage. Then we have to calculate the number of moles. Okay, so here if we see carbon and hydrogen are there. Okay, percentage is generally, let us say, we have to assume here in this example it is X and it is Y. Okay, the number of moles are calculated by percentage upon atomic mass, percentage divided by atomic mass. Okay, for calculation of number of moles. Number of moles, percentage divided by atomic mass. Okay, here if you see X is percentage given and atomic mass of carbon is 12, isn't it? Similarly for Y, hydrogen atomic mass is 1. Okay, whatever the answer you will get, you just have to write it down in the next column. Okay, so let us say this is your answer. X by 12 is, for example, let us say it is A. Okay, and a Y by 1 itself is Y. Okay, so you will get these two answers. Now we have to identify minimum number of these two. Let us say A is a minimum, or let us say Y is a minimum. So in this example, as it contains variable, so we are going to assume Y is a minimum. Okay, then what we have to do, we have to divide this minimum digit, we have to divide by minimum digit to both these digits. So I will write here A divided by Y and Y divided by Y. Okay, so let us say A divided by Y gives me answer B. Okay, we are assuming this because both variables Y itself is 1. Okay, so now once I will write down this table, I can easily say that this carbon, or if I want to write down the empirical formula, I can write CbH1. Okay, are you getting? So here whatever the digit you have got, you just have to write down as a number of atoms of that particular element. So in this case, if suppose example here B, I am getting B number, so I am writing Cb and H1. So this is what your empirical formula is. So in this way you can easily write down the empirical formula for any compound given or any element given. Okay, so further we are going to discuss in our next session. Thank you.